Nelson Mandela was a beacon of hope in a troubled world. He fought for justice and equality. He spent 27 years in prison for his beliefs, but his spirit never wavered. Mandela emerged to lead South Africa out of the darkness of apartheid. He became an inspiration to millions around the globe. Mandela showed the world the true meaning of forgiveness. He chose peace over vengeance after years of oppression. His leadership helped to heal a divided nation. Mandela's journey was long and arduous, serving as a testament to the power of perseverance. Nelson Mandela's life is a testament to the power of the human spirit. He faced immense challenges with unwavering courage. His fight against apartheid was about restoring the dignity and humanity of all South Africans. Mandela understood that true freedom requires social and economic justice for all. He believed in the power of education to unlock opportunities. Mandela's legacy is one of hope, courage, and unwavering commitment to justice. His message of peace, forgiveness, and equality remains as relevant today as it was during his lifetime. Nelson Mandela was born in a small village in South Africa in 1918. He grew up in a rural community marked by the traditions of his Xhosa heritage. He attended a local missionary school, excelling in his studies. Even as a young boy, Mandela became aware of the injustices faced by Black South Africans. These early experiences sowed the seeds of his lifelong commitment to fighting for equality and justice. Mandela pursued higher education at the University of Fort Hare, studying law. His time at university was a period of intellectual growth and political awakening. He became increasingly involved in student activism. Mandela's university education was cut short due to a student protest. Undeterred, he continued his education through correspondence courses, eventually completing his law degree. Forced to leave his hometown, Mandela moved to Johannesburg in search of better opportunities. He witnessed firsthand the brutal realities of apartheid in the city. In Johannesburg, Mandela's political consciousness continued to grow. He joined the African National Congress in 1944. Mandela quickly rose through the ranks of the ANC. He played a key role in shaping the ANC's strategy of non-violent resistance against apartheid. In 1949, Mandela became a founding member of the ANC Youth League. The Youth League brought a renewed sense of urgency and militancy to the anti-apartheid struggle. They organized mass campaigns of defiance against unjust laws. Mandela's leadership within the Youth League helped to galvanize a new generation of activists. Throughout the 1950s, Mandela's prominence within the ANC grew. He became a respected leader, inspiring people across South Africa. He faced constant harassment and intimidation from the authorities. In 1956, Mandela, along with 155 other activists, was arrested and charged with high treason. The treason trial lasted for 4 years and drew international attention. Despite the acquittal, the government remained determined to silence Mandela and the ANC. In 1960, following the Sharpeville massacre, the ANC was banned. Mandela went into hiding, becoming known as the Black Pimpernel. He argued for the formation of an armed wing within the ANC to carry out acts of sabotage. He believed that strategic acts of sabotage would exert pressure on the government. In 1964, Nelson Mandela and several of his comrades were arrested. They faced charges of sabotage and other crimes against the state. During the Rivonia trial, Mandela used the courtroom as a platform. He delivered a powerful speech that resonated around the world. Despite his eloquent defense, Mandela and his co-defendants were found guilty. They were sentenced to life imprisonment. Mandela was sent to Robben Island, where he would spend the next 27 years. Mandela's imprisonment did not break his spirit. He refused to be silenced and continued to resist apartheid from behind bars. He used his time in prison to educate himself and his fellow inmates. Life on Robben Island was harsh. Mandela endured years of hard labor, isolation, and psychological torture. Despite the deprivation, Mandela found ways to resist. He formed strong bonds with his fellow political prisoners. They supported each other, resisting the apartheid regime through acts of defiance. Mandela became a symbol of resistance for millions of South Africans and people around the world. His image was banned in South Africa, yet it became an iconic symbol of the anti-apartheid movement. His words, smuggled out of prison, continued to inspire activists. Despite the harsh conditions, Mandela remained committed to his principles. He believed in the power of dialogue and engaged with prison authorities and government officials. As the years turned into decades, international pressure mounted on the South African government to release Mandela and end apartheid. Sanctions were imposed on the country, isolating it on the world stage. Within South Africa, the anti-apartheid movement gained momentum. In 1990, after 27 years in prison, Nelson Mandela was released. His release marked the beginning of the end of apartheid. Millions of people around the world celebrated his freedom. Upon his release, Mandela emerged as a global icon. He used his newfound freedom to continue the fight for justice. He called for peace and reconciliation. He worked tirelessly to bring an end to apartheid. The world watched in awe on February 11, 1990, as Nelson Mandela walked out of Victor Verster prison a free man. The image of Mandela, hand in hand with his wife Winnie, raising his fist in a victory salute, marked a pivotal moment in history. Years of campaigning, sanctions, and international pressure had finally forced the South African government to release Mandela. His release was met with jubilant celebrations across South Africa and beyond. Mandela's first speech as a free man echoed his message of peace, reconciliation, and unity. He spoke of forgiveness and understanding, urging South Africans to work together. His words resonated deeply, calming fears and igniting a collective sense of hope. Mandela's release was a victory for the human spirit. It marked the beginning of a new chapter in South Africa's history, a journey towards healing and reconciliation, led by the man who had come to embody the nation's hopes and aspirations. Freed from prison, Mandela embarked on the next stage of his extraordinary journey, leading South Africa towards a peaceful transition to democracy. The country was deeply divided along racial lines, scarred by decades of oppression and violence. Mandela remained steadfast in his commitment to dialogue and negotiation. He engaged in talks with the government, led by President F.W. de Klerk. Together they embarked on a historic journey of negotiation. The path to democracy was not without its obstacles. Extremists on both sides of the racial divide threatened to derail the process. Yet Mandela remained a beacon of hope. His unwavering commitment to peace and his ability to unite people across racial lines proved to be a powerful antidote to the forces of division. Mandela's leadership was instrumental in guiding South Africa towards a new era of democracy. In 1994, after years of negotiations, South Africa held its first multiracial elections. The African National Congress, the party of Nelson Mandela, won a landslide victory. Nelson Mandela was inaugurated as the country's first black president. Mandela's inauguration speech was a powerful testament to the spirit of reconciliation. He declared, "We have at last achieved our political emancipation." As president, Mandela continued to champion the values of forgiveness, unity, and social justice. He established the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to address the atrocities of the apartheid era. Mandela's presidency laid the foundation for a democratic and inclusive society. His leadership served as a beacon of hope not only for South Africa, but for the world. Mandela's legacy continues to inspire generations to strive for a better world. Mandela's presidency was marked by his unwavering commitment to building a united and prosperous South Africa. He prioritized policies aimed at addressing the legacy of apartheid. He championed education, healthcare, and economic empowerment programs. Recognizing the importance of unity, Mandela used the unifying power of sport to bring South Africans together. He famously donned the jersey of the Springboks during the 1995 Rugby World Cup. Mandela's presidency, though brief, left an indelible mark on South Africa. He laid the foundation for a democratic and inclusive society. His leadership was characterized by compassion, forgiveness, and unwavering commitment to equality. Mandela's legacy continues to inspire people around the world. His life's work serves as a beacon of hope for all who strive for justice and equality. Healing a nation. As the first president of democratic South Africa, Nelson Mandela faced the daunting task of healing a nation divided by racial segregation. Mandela's approach was rooted in his belief in the power of forgiveness. He established the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, chaired by Archbishop Desmond Tutu. The TRC provided a platform for victims to share their stories and seek accountability. It also offered amnesty to perpetrators willing to confess and express remorse. Mandela's vision for a post-apartheid South Africa extended beyond healing the wounds of the past. He dreamt of a rainbow nation, where people of all races, cultures, and backgrounds could live together in harmony. Mandela's government implemented social and economic policies to redress apartheid imbalances. True equality required addressing systemic inequalities. Education, healthcare, and housing were prioritized as fundamental rights. Mandela's gesture of wearing the Springboks jersey symbolized racial reconciliation. Mandela's impact on South Africa extended far beyond his presidency. His commitment to social justice and belief in dialogue left an indelible mark. His legacy continues to inspire generations to strive for a more just world. Mandela's example reminds us to overcome hatred and build bridges. His emphasis on education as empowerment resonates today. Mandela's legacy inspires ongoing work for a free and equal South Africa. Even after stepping down from the presidency in 1999, Mandela remained a powerful voice for peace, justice, and social change globally. He established the Nelson Mandela Foundation to promote social justice, human rights, and peace building. The foundation addresses HIV, AIDS, poverty, and inequality. Mandela mediated conflicts worldwide, promoting dialogue and reconciliation. His life and legacy inspire people globally to strive for a just and compassionate world. Nelson Mandela's influence extended far beyond South Africa. He became a global icon, a symbol of hope and courage. His message of peace and equality resonated worldwide. Mandela's journey from prisoner to president captured hearts globally. He became a moral compass for a world grappling with racial discrimination. His release in 1990 was met with jubilation worldwide. Nelson Mandela's legacy is one of hope, courage, and the belief in the power of the human spirit to overcome obstacles. His life's work inspires generations to fight for justice, equality, and a world free from oppression. Mandela's message of forgiveness and his commitment to a just world remain relevant today. His legacy is celebrated through numerous institutions and initiatives. Nelson Mandela International Day on July 18th calls for action to build a better world. His story teaches us to never abandon our principles and hope for a better future. Nelson Mandela's journey was long. It was a journey from a rural village to the world stage. He faced immense challenges. He fought tirelessly. He fought for justice and equality. His spirit never wavered, not for a moment. He endured decades in prison, yet he emerged ready to lead his nation. Mandela's greatest strength was his unwavering belief. He believed in forgiveness. He believed in unity. He chose peace over vengeance. He guided South Africa through a peaceful transition. He helped to heal a nation. He showed the world the true meaning of reconciliation. Mandela's impact reached far beyond the borders of his homeland. He became a global icon. He was a symbol of hope in a world often filled with despair. He taught us that even in the darkest of times, light can prevail. He reminded us of the power of one person's voice. He showed the world what it means to be a true leader. He led by example with courage, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to justice. Nelson Mandela left an enduring legacy, a legacy of hope, courage, and justice. He taught us that the human spirit can triumph. Mandela's legacy continues to inspire, inspiring generations to fight for a better world. His message of peace and equality remains relevant today. His life serves as a beacon of hope. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And don't forget to leave a comment below to share your thoughts and engage with us.